Welcome friends, we've got the sum. This is the kind of thing to deal with in differential equations. We're going to rewrite this so we have the same exponent and the same indexes in terms of the starting ones on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to type the following. Notice that we have n plus 2 and here we have n. There are a couple different ways. So usually what you do is you're going to take the first one and you're going to write this instead. Summation, you're going to subtract 2. Right, to make n plus 2 into n, you got to subtract 2. Okay? You got to do that everywhere within the expression. So n minus 2 plus 1, and then a sub n minus 2, and then x raised to the n minus 2, like this, plus 2. But that means over here in the index, you have to go in the opposite direction. You got to do a plus 2. And then you have the other one. Copy that one for now. Summation as n goes from 0 to positive infinity, a sub n, and then x raised to the n. Now, fix up the first one. Summation as n goes from 2 to positive infinity. And now look, it's going to be n minus 1, a sub n minus 2, and then x raised to the n. You see now, this is the same as the other one, right? And then plus this summation as n goes from 0, a sub n, x to the n. Oh my god, with the typing. X raised to the n. Now notice that this begins at 2, but this begins at 0. So what you can do is you can copy the first one, okay, like this. So don't change that. Just write this, a sub n minus 2, x raised to the n. And then just break off a couple terms from the second one by letting n vary, right? So you're going to let n be 0, and then, oh my god, let n be 0, and then let n be 1. So you're going to get the following, like this, okay? You're going to break off a couple terms, so you can readjust the index on the bottom. So you're going to do this. You're going to have a sub 0, x raised sub 0. So now you're going to get the following here when you break off a couple terms. A sub 0, x raised to the 0, plus a sub 1, okay? And then x raised to the 1, plus the summation. And now because we've broken off the first two terms, that means you're going to begin at 2 here. And then it's a sub n, and then x raised to the n. That's what you want. So now you're going to get this. A sub 0 is a sub 0, but x to the 0 is usually just 1. So it's a sub 0 in the end. Plus a sub 1 times x, plus. And now because you have both of these summations begin at 2, and they both have x to the n present, right? You can write a single summation that begins at 2, and then looks like this. N minus 1, a sub n minus 2. And now this one has just a sub n in it, like this. You're going to add to with a sub n and just factor the x to the n out. So this is allowed, and this is how you can think about this kind of question. So there are two important things you have to do just to summarize, right? Look, you've got to make sure that this and this, these two things match, and they do match. They don't have to begin at 0. They can be 2 or whatever. You also have to make sure that whatever the exponents are, like the n plus 2 and n, these are different, right? So you got to make sure that in the final one they match also, and they're the same, like n. Leave a like if it's helpful.